Hello, Colonel fans. Welcome to another edition of the Kicking It with the Colonels podcast. I'm Wes Chandler. So great to have you along however you are joining us today. Thank you for joining us, whether you are watching on YouTube or listening via Apple Podcast or through EKUsports.com. We appreciate you. Today we are kicking it with EKU baseball. We have Jalen Jones, and we also have Will King here with us, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little while.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
So let's talk a little bit about the team in this season before we get into some other lighthearted questions. This is a team that's playing really well right now and coming off a conference sweep. What do you all attribute this recent streak of success to?
I think what Coach Pro always says is our goal this season is to find the best of us. And, I mean, we're having fun with each other. We're playing well. And I think we're starting to find what our best is. And we're not there yet, but I think we'll find it.
Yeah, to go off Will, Coach Pro has definitely talked about us learning to try to find the best way that we can, find the best talent within ourselves to, perform for the team. But I think truly our mindset right now is just worrying about the next game and the next pitch and the next out. I think we're really minusculing the moments that we have together because we know the season could end very shortly here, so we are really taking, the seconds within, and I think that's kind of helping us produce and perform a lot better out here on the field.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to play well in February and stuff like that, but really is now the conference tournament's starting to get nearer day by day. You want to be playing your best ball right now, right when you guys are.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and just like Will said, I mean, we haven't really played our best yet, and I don't know if a team has, but we are still finding our mission on to what is best for us. So.
Do you guys change your approach like individually as opposed to games in February than you do like now in May? Do you find you doing something different at the plate than you wouldn't do in late February?
I don't think we're really changing anything, but we're definitely making adjustments as we go. So depending on what pitcher's on the mound, we can vary our approaches to whether it's a harder throwing guy and being on time or slow, funky guy, getting your foot down, being on time for the ball. But, we work hard through preseason, into the season, the beginning of it to, find an approach. And then I guess towards the end of the season or as the season goes on, just making adjustments to it. Not really changing it, but making adjustments.
Yeah. Will hit on it perfect, man. Not really changing a lot. Kind of our approach has been the same since the beginning of February, but I think what's most important is that we're all staying hooked up, and it's, game, whatever it is. It's been a very long season, and, we got many more to go, but I think what's most important for the team is that we're all hooked up, like we're all trying to stay focused, and we're all focused on that one goal. So I think that's what's really important.
And there's only 8 teams that can win the ASUN tournament. Those are the 8 teams that get into the field. Is that the mindset of this team right now, is to get into the field, everybody's record resets, and then go out and maybe for the second consecutive year have some success in the tournament?
I mean, what we all talk about is as long as we get there, I think we can win it.
Right.
But, we can control what we can control, and we'll play our game until we get there.
Yeah, like Will said, it's perfect again, man. Like, we know that, the conference tourney is something that we want to get into, but we have to worry about the next couple of games in front of us in order to be into, that moment that we want to be in. So, like I said, taking it pitch by pitch and, second by second is what's going to be really important for us.
How'd you all get involved in baseball?
Yeah, it's been a part of my family.
Right.
I love the game. My dad's
Ever
always,
since you were little?
Yeah, ever since I was little. And I'd grown up watching the Yankees. I just grew a love for the game.
Yeah. I started playing baseball since I was 4 years old, man. My dad he's kind of like a 4-star, 5-star all around. He liked playing a lot of sports, but he wanted to play baseball the most, and he couldn't. So I guess he kind of put it on me to make his dream come true. So hopefully I'm making him happy. But, yeah, man, it's always been in my life forever. I've always been a Braves fan growing up in Atlanta, so stayed around baseball all my life.
So, Will, you'll appreciate this. When I was playing Little League, the coach I was with, he had adult-size catching gear. And keep in mind, we're like 6, 7 years old. None of us are that big. So I'm naturally the biggest one on the team. So he says, hey, you're probably the one that can fill out this catcher's gear the most, so I'm going to stick you behind the plate. It didn't work out so well. So I made the move from catcher to first base. But talk to me a little bit about the catching position. It's a very unique position. You want to obviously hit 300, do all that stuff at the plate, but I feel like as a catcher, your role is maybe even more importantly handling a pitching staff.
Yeah, I think, I think of the catcher as like he's a leader on the team, at least when everyone's on the field. But, the catcher sees everything, has to, keep the pitcher in check, I guess, get signs from the coaches, relay them to the field. And I always tell Coach Pro this. He knows I love catching. I enjoy DHing, but I love being out there catching because I just feel locked in every single second when I'm behind the plate. So I personally love catching.
And then, Jalen, you play second base primarily, and you want a lot of your strength of the defense to be up the middle. You're right in there, the thrust of that. The team has turned a lot of double plays. You're right there at the forefront of that this year. What is it most about second base that you enjoy?
Truly, second base, I like to tell people that it's kind of like annoyingly easy. You get a lot of balls, from lefties that are, hit pretty hard, and those are usually the tougher ones that you have to handle. But you get a lot of balls that are, hit right at you at like an average speed, and usually when you don't think about it, those are really the hardest that you have to field because you have to create the footwork in order to go to first base and all that. But instead of a ball that's hit really hard and all you kind of got to do is just react to it, rather than just a regular, average ball coming at you. But other than that, man, second, like I said, it's just annoyingly easy. But I enjoy it, man, especially being up the middle with LT and having my third baseman over there, man. And my first baseman over there, Charlie, I couldn't do it without them.
Do you let Will know it when he makes a bad throw down to second base on a would-be stolen runner?
All the time.
Doesn't happen often, but
him and LT, they'll let me know. I got no problem letting me know.
What's the biggest adjustments you all had to make coming over? You played, you've been here a couple of years now. What's the biggest adjustment from high school then from coming over now when you were first years in college?
I like to, it becomes pretty crazy when you get to college because, in high school you see a lot of kids that are committed and they could be good schools, Division I schools, but when you get to college, every single person on that field was that kid in high school.
Right.
And now that freshman coming in is competing against older and maybe better players. So it's good competition all the time, and everyone's competing for a spot, which means they can play the game well. And I don't want to say it's a lot harder than high school, but, you have to have an approach and stick to it.
Yeah, man, coming out of high school, Will kind of hit on it perfect again, man. Like, everybody is, worried about where everybody's going, what school everybody's going to, and kind of once you get that commitment on your name, the pressure off your shoulder is kind of like let loose. But what people don't really understand is that when you get there, it kind of just starts all over again, really. You kind of find yourself again, and I think the biggest adjustment for anybody out there is just dealing with adversity and dealing with failure. It's kind of the same in high school because, you deal with, you only have some odd games in high school that you can deal with adversity. But in college, like in the fall and in the spring, like you're nonstop at it in the weight room, on the field, and just dealing with those different type of situations as a person and learning, from your older group. I think that's really important.
Yeah, everybody's the star in high school, the star of their team. How big of an adjustment was that for you all to being the guy in high school to coming over here? Now you're just one of a number now.
You can't really let it get to your head. You got to just play your game and know that if you work hard and do what you need to do, you're good enough. And, personally, I love the competition aspect of baseball and a team. And having guys around you that are also competitive and are fighting for a spot, it just makes you work harder every day.
Yeah, the competition part's kind of big. I feel like if in high school, if you were just playing the game of baseball just to play the game of baseball with your friends, once you get in college, it kind of really hits you that it's not just a game anymore. It's kind of like a lifestyle, and people on the team actually, care about where they're going and care about how they win and how they lose and how they present themselves on the field. So I think as of that, it just gives you a whole different mindset and approach to, take care or play the game, I feel like.
And Will, I remember you were 17 years old when you made your debut. Most kids are still in high school. Is it Georgia Tech, right? When you made your
that
debut?
was my first game.
So literally thrown into the fire, into the ACC. You're 17 years old. What was going through your mind that day when you made your debut so young?
I didn't start on Friday, but Coach Pro told me that I was going to get in the game, and he called my name, and I was kind of running around because I couldn't find my wrist card to call pitches, so I was kind of freaking out. But I told him as soon as I stepped onto the field, it became second nature. That's what I do. It's what I worked hard to, prepare for, and ever since then, it's just been a blast.
So how do you select the perfect bat? You all are superstitious, I'm sure. So you got to have the right ounce. What goes into selecting the perfect bat for you?
I'd say I'm a terrible example of finding the perfect bat because for me it just comes down to the grip.
Yeah.
If the bat feels comfortable in my hands, because I don't wear batting gloves, so if the grip is comfortable for my hands, I'll use it.
Yeah.
I don't care what the model is.
Jalen?
Yeah, I'm not really big into the model either. For me, it's kind of just big on feel. I kind of like bats that are kind of have a little weight at the end. Yeah, man, like I said, it's just really about feel, and if it feels good in my hands, if I feel comfortable with it in the box, then, I'm ready to go. If it kind of feels like a big old log in my hand, then I really don't, want to swing it.
So, Jalen, you'll appreciate this, and you may know this being a Braves fan. I'm a fellow Braves fan myself. But a couple of years ago, well, I guess it's been more than a couple of years ago, they were having bat giveaway at I believe it's Turner Field.
Okay.
So there was an outfielder by the name of Willie Harris. You may remember him. He was going through a streak where he was like 0 for 20-something.
Okay.
Well, he goes to the bat rack, says, nothing's working for me. I'm going to grab a bat from the wooden bat the bat giveaway day and stands. He goes out there and gets 6 hits with it.
With the wood bat giveaway.
And that's like the cheapest brand of wood possible.
Yeah, definitely.
So he goes out there and gets 6 hits with a bat giveaway and just changes his day completely.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So who has been the biggest influence in your baseball career so far?
I'd say both my parents, because they kind of just give me the freedom to play my game and they don't put pressure on me. They just let me play my game, and they support me when I don't do well and support me when I do well. So have to be my parents and my brother too, because he's always keeping me on my toes, trying to outwork me, play harder than me, and then we're both trying to get better with each other. So I'd say my family.
Yeah, I'd have to second with that. My family has been a huge part of my success, man. I don't think I'd be in this position without them, especially my mom and my dad. My journey's kind of wild, and it's kind of, been all over the place. So, giving it all to them, helping them keep my head on straight, like, I owe it all to them, truly.
Are they like your personal hitting coach? You obviously have the staff here at Eastern, but are they like your personal hitting coaches in a way for some of them?
I'd say my dad's still my biggest hitting coach. Sometimes if you come to the games here and my dad's here, you'll see me look into the stands and he'll tell me to keep my feet in line or my hands up. So, yeah, my dad's got to be my hitting coach.
So I'd probably say my mom is my emotional support hitting coach, and my dad is more my mental guy of hitting coach, and I actually have like a physical guy that I go on the other side to hit. But my dad keeps my head on straight. My mom just, keeps me positive and supports me throughout whatever. So, yeah, I owe it all to them once again.
And I assume that dates back to the backyard when you were playing wiffle ball. Yeah. Probably they were critiquing every swing you took, right?
Yep.
Definitely.
So you say, for example, you have a Saturday home night game. What are you doing? Your homework's done, no classes to worry about. What are you doing all day before you head to the ballpark?
First, I'd like to sleep in a little bit.
Yep.
So, it's a constant joke we have with the guys that sleep is steroids. So the more sleep you can get, the better.
And legal, right?
Yeah, it's legal steroids too. So I just like to, watch some video, get my body feeling right. If that's taking an Epsom salt bath or something, and then we usually have a CNS, central nervous system, lift before the games, just to get our bodies up and moving, ready for the game, and then it's go time, locked in from there.
Because you had to take BP a couple hours before, and yeah, Jalen.
Yeah. So wake up, definitely get some sleep in. Wake up feeling rejuvenated. Get some breakfast in. I feel like breakfast is a very important part of anybody's day. So get a breakfast in, and I kind of just from then and there put my mindset into game mode. Kind of not while I'm on the field, but I just kind of listen to music that puts me in the mood, and kind of act like, I'm ready for game day, and I get up here and my mindset's on game day, my approach, I'm thinking about all this stuff, what could go on, what could happen, and just putting myself in, different situations and different, performances.
Is there a story behind your all's uniform number?
Kind of. My dad was a huge Bo Jackson fan growing up, and so 16 has just been a part of, I guess, me and my dad's life since we were little kids. And personally, I think of 16 as more than just a number. It's who I am.
Right.
And there's something special with the number 16 for me.
At first, 8 was kind of not really a comfortable number with me. Out of high school, I was like with 7, and I went to a school my freshman year that were 7. Their number was retired, and the guy, he retired his number, so I couldn't wear the number anymore. And I chose 8. Really don't know why I chose 8. I guess it's because it was a number above 7,
right.
But 8 just really stuck with me until then, and I've just been riding with it since freshman year. So,
So part of baseball is you have to deal with the weather sometimes. When you have a rain delay, what are you all doing?
It depends. I mean, sometimes.
Depends on how long it is.
How long it is. So if it's like 20-minute rain delay, we'll kind of stay in the dugout, stay locked in. If it's a couple hours, then we'll probably go in the locker room, hang out, listen to music.
Yeah. Play cards or anything like that, yeah.
Not really cards, but we'll just find something to do.
Yeah. Like Will said, we'll go into the DC, listen. Music's definitely a plus. We got to have the music on, can't be silent in there. We got guys in the DC playing Rocket League or Fortnite and stuff like that during rain delays. But if it's, a shorter rain delay, we'll definitely try to stay locked in. But if it's longer, we got like pitchers out there playing hacky sack and stuff. So, it's all around nice little. We try to keep the vibe positive and
loose at the same time.
Loose at the same time. Yeah.
Who would be the best player to mic up during a game?
Oh, we got a lot. We got a lot of guys who are just.
Honestly, I'd say Mikey G. I think Mikey G would be the funniest.
So?
We could mic up. Yeah, I think Mike's my roommate. So micing up Mike would be absolutely hilarious. He'd definitely be smiling the whole entire time. Dude, I think you should mic up the whole entire team, honestly. Well, not the whole entire team because we got some clowns, but the respectful ones.
Yeah. I mean, in the way you all are talking, it just feels like a relaxed clubhouse. Is that how it is for you all?
Yeah, it definitely is. Coach Pro is huge on, they'll coach us when they need to coach us, but they'll let us play our game. They'll sit back and relax and just let us go out there and have fun.
And that takes the pressure off you all, I'm assuming, too.
Yeah, big time. What I like when Coach Pro says is like walking around on eggshells like that that's never needed around, a team that's definitely trying to perform at their highest level. And another thing that he says that I kind of taken for like, I don't know the right word to use, but he talks about like making errors and, if you go about it the right way while you mess up, then like it's perfectly fine. And that kind of resonated with me great because, I mean, if you're going hard at it and you mess up, some guys are like, that sucks. But this team kind of looks at it that if you're going hard and you still mess up, it's like, all right, so what, dude? Like, you were going hard. Keep doing your thing. Keep going. Like, we all see you. And I think that resonated with me, like, very, very, very comfortably and kind of put me comfortable with the team and, playing my best. And
Yeah, y'all are not robots. You will mess up at times,
right.
and it's a huge part of the game. So what store are you maxing out your credit card for?
Probably Oakley.
Oakley, okay.
I love my glasses.
What store?
You had some on at the beginning of this.
I didn't have it right here on my shirt.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What brand is that? Oakley right there?
Yeah, these are Oakley.
What store?
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Nike, man. Like, so I like if I see a Nike outlet, it's like I'm gonna spend at least $50-$60 there. But yeah, probably max out my credit card. It'd probably be at a Nike store. Yeah, I like Nike.
Very cool. So you got all the apparel and everything?
I try to. Yeah, I try to.
And then here soon, Eastern will be a Nike school.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately I won't be here, but
right.
That's very exciting for them, definitely.
All right, so you all may have noticed there is a wheel right over here, and we have not completely ignored the fact of the wheel, and it'll be brought to our table here. So we're going to play this like baseball.
Okay.
Y'all each get 3 spins, 3 strikes. Hopefully you're not out, but there is no outs here. So each one will get 3 spins, and there's a question on each one of them.
Okay.
So whatever you land on, answer. All right.
All righty.
Jalen, you want to go first since you're closest? All right. Spin number 1 coming from Jalen Jones.
Here we go. Spin 1.
All right. Start, bench, or cut. Pancakes, waffles, or French toast.
Oh, man.
So you got to start 1, bench 1, and cut 1.
Oh, man. Well,
That's coming from the guy that said he was a big breakfast dude.
Oh, I'm a huge, I mean.
That's a huge Waffle House kid right there.
Oh, dude. I mean, all 3 of
well,
these
look
are
at,
just
I mean,
essential.
at Georgia, they're everywhere.
Oh, my God. All right, so I'm definitely going to have to start the waffles. I'm a big waffle guy. I'm going to have to bench the pancakes. We can put them on, when there's time available for them.
Need to call to the pin for the pancakes.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to cut the French toast, man. The French toast, it's good, but it's not as filling as the pancakes and the waffles. So.
It's in the minor leagues compared to those 2.
They're all 3 good, though.
Yep.
So.
All right, that's spin number 1. Will, you want to go first next? I feel like we're on Prices Right here. Favorite baseball memory? That's
nice.
a good one.
It would have to be when I was 10 years old. I hit my first over-the-fence home run.
You always remember your first.
Yeah, I was, having a great time rounding the bases with a huge smile on my face, and they said I missed third base and took it away from me.
No.
I'll never
so
forget that moment.
They appeal down and get you out?
The coach appealed down in a 10U baseball
And
game.
I started saying you're 10 years old?
10 years old.
That's insane,
They took
man.
away my home run. So the next day, I went out and I hit 2 more.
Nice.
And then you should stomp on third base as you're rounding it.
That's what I did. My coach would point at us and make sure you touch it.
That's nice.
All right, round 2, Jalen.
All righty.
Biggest fear?
Biggest fear. Well, I'm very afraid of spiders, like big spiders. I used to play with a kid that, he's from Australia, and he said that in Australia, there's spiders that are like man-sized spiders that are huge in Australia, and I don't think I've ever wanted to experience that. So that's probably my biggest fear is spiders.
So you're not going to go to Australia anytime soon by your choice?
Probably not. No.
Will? There's lots of good questions on this.
Yeah, it's a good question. Great question.
What would your MLB The Show rating be?
Oh, yeah.
So you all said you played some show,
That's a good question.
and I imagine you're the backstop for the Yankees when you do.
Yeah, probably. I'd like to give myself at least an 85,
85?
86 maybe.
Nice.
What's the power department?
Oh, power's up there.
Yeah.
90?
Yeah, yeah. I guess 85 with 99 power.
85? All
Where's
right.
that speed at?
Speed's also up there. They wouldn't think so, but I'm giving myself a speed factor.
All right, Jalen, last time.
Alrighty.
Would you rather have bad odor or bad breath?
Oh, man.
I feel like neither is an
Yeah.
option for me.
I mean,
Bad odor or bad breath?
I mean,
don't know.
I'd probably have to say bad odor, man. I mean, I guess you could bury yourself in cologne and stuff, but if you're trying to talk to somebody, a professional or a girl or somebody, and your
That's
breath
not
stinks,
impressive,
it's
no.
come on, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably have to say bad odor.
Yeah,
For sure.
I might be with you on that
Okay.
one. That one's a tough one.
Yeah.
I wanted to go and see neither.
Yeah, neither, but I guess it wouldn't give me that option.
Yeah. All right, Will. Last time for Will. Oh, he got biggest fear.
Nice. Well, King, what are you afraid of?
I don't know. I got to think about this.
Snakes is my biggest one. Jalen, you
Yeah.
said spiders.
Spiders.
I mean, growing
Snakes
up
is
in
mine.
New York and kind of the woods, there's a ton of mice. So I wouldn't say it's my biggest fear, but I get a little freaked out when I see a little mouse running around my
You
room.
don't want it in your house, no.
No, they're right from a distance, but up close, they'll make me jump a
So
little
we
bit.
found out that animals and insects are y'all's biggest fear. That's pretty incredible. All right, so now for this team to achieve what it needs to achieve. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
That is the will, everybody. We'll see it here on our future podcasts as well. So for this team to achieve what needs to accomplish here as we close out the regular season, what does not only you personally, do you all have to do personally, but as a team need to be able to do?
We need to build off of our wins and, play the game day by day and pitch by pitch, not worry about what's too far ahead of us, worry about, the next game, the next pitch.
Taking it one game at a time?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like cliche, but I just kind of say don't forget what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't forget what the goal is, what we're all trying to do. And that is, to make it to postseason and go as far as possible. And by doing that is, like you said, taking it game by game, pitch by pitch, play by play. So.
And what's your all's future plans? I know you still have a year left, right? And you graduated.
I do.
So what's next for y'all?
So if I would love to get drafted. If the draft doesn't work out, indie ball options are a deal, and I'm definitely looking to get my master's and stay in the sports area, try to get into scouting or athletic department area, but it's all up in the air right now, but still looking for that goal.
Right.
I still have a year left, but after this year,
but I'm sure you're starting to think a little bit of it now.
Yeah, my goal is to get drafted and play professional baseball, but I know, even after that's over, I'd love to stay in the game for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to further my career in baseball, whatever that is.
So when you see players like a Will Bryan and people like that get drafted, does that motivate you all even more to bring your game up to the next level, knowing that it happened for my teammate, it can happen for me as well?
Definitely.
Yeah, big time.
Especially because, Will was, at least he was one of our really good friends.
Yeah, right.
And, we saw the work that he'd put in every day. So we know that it's both possible, but we know what we have to do to, get there. And it's not easy, but if you're willing to put in the work and the time, then it's possible.
Two-part question for you all. What's it been like to play for Coach Prothrow, and who can do the best Coach Prothrow impersonations?
Playing for Coach Pro has been awesome. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
And
It's been awesome.
He's not here anymore, but Nico Leontarakis, he was a pitcher last year,
Right.
did the best impression of almost everyone on the team. He had an impression for everyone, but his Coach Pro impression was the best.
Yeah, hands down perfect. It was very
Does he have any sayings that come to mind, like he would just spit off at the top of his head?
He's big into the razor's thin edge.
Razor thin
Okay,
edge.
razor thin edge.
Razor thin.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you all. It's been great hanging out with you all, and best of luck as the ASUN tournament comes near and regular season coming near as well. Appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
That's Jalen Jones. That's Will King. And we have been kicking it with EKU Baseball here on this latest episode of Kicking It with the Colonels. My name is Wes Chandler. Thank you for watching or listening to us, however you have us joined in. Until then, till next time, you've been Kicking It with the Colonels.